We each had friends that just happened to invite us to a party, a birthday party.
I had seen her around campus before, and like we've sort of like said hi to each other, waved to each other.
Me being outgoing, I walked straight up to him and was like, "Hi," shook his hand, "I'm Katrina, what's your name?"
I turned around, about had a heart attack when I realized she was talking to me, because I'd obviously seen her around and I was interested in her. I was just too shy to say anything. But
we ended up talking all night, and he offered to walk my sister and I home, and we found that we lived in the same building on campus. And then we realized we lived directly floors above, like he lived in the floor directly above my, like almost above my room.
We just started talking, and we found that we have like so many things in common versus like our interests. We both kind of had like a backwards country kind of a childhood, both outdoorsy, both nerdy. We were talking about authors. We were both bookworms. And I was talking about how one of my favorite authors was Terry Brooks. Like the next text that I got from her was, "Will you marry me?"
We did a couple of group dates in between there, kind of, but when we first started dating, went to the cellar in Owego.
Being on the date just felt like a real date, like not like something high schooly, not like something where you're like, "Oh well, we're gonna graduate and then we're just gonna disappear and then that's just gonna happen." It's just like, this felt like something that I just felt so comfortable with her almost immediately. Like shortly after we started talking, I just felt so natural to just keep talking with her, and spending time with her just felt like breathing. It came so naturally to me.
I'm not very nerve-wracked, like I don't get very nervous often, and I don't know, something about him, I thought he could just see into my soul. So I always made sure we had group dates before then. So we had always went to the movies once, and I brought a friend, and he was really confused because I brought a friend. You know, we had gone on dates, you know, group date with his friends, and it was a lot of fun, and I'm pretty positive I gave a lot of mixed signals because I just didn't know how to act around him. And then we finally started dating, and it was like, oh, okay, yeah, it still makes, I mean, even today, he still gives me butterflies.
She was just intriguing, like, I don't know, she had that sort of like, I'm independent and my own person type of feel about her. She was so extroverted and open. I was kind of drawn to that. Because obviously two introverts dating each other doesn't really work. No one, they just cloister themselves in and you'll never see them again. And her energy and passion for everything that she does. She's extremely passionate to this day about absolutely everything she does, and that's something I really love about her. And we also like shared religious beliefs. We're both spiritual people. We just had so much in common that I just couldn't get enough of talking to her, really.
He's my person. He's the one. I remember the moment I really realized that was with my sister. We were sitting in my car going through Burger King, and I remember talking to her about him, and she looks at me and she goes, "Do you love him?" I looked at her and it was, I do. Like, I didn't realize that I did love him. I mean, I knew it, but it didn't, hit me until that moment. I looked at her and I go, I do love him.
There was this one time where we went with a couple of our friends out into the sports fields at night, because it was like one of those nights where like the moon was supposed to be like bigger than it's been, and there's supposed to be like shooting stars and the whole 9 yards, and it was a beautiful clear night, and we were just kind of like laying together, and like we pitched out a bunch of comforters and we were all camped out there, and like even though we had like all these people around, I was only focused on her, and I just realized like this is definitely where I want to be. Like, this is who I want to be with. This is the only person that I want to share my life with. I proposed actually at that same restaurant where we had our first like real grown-up date, I guess you could say. I went to this cellar and I kind of worked undercover with her family and the staff at the cellar, who I was pretty close with.
I went on vacation because I volunteer with Venture Crew. So I went on vacation to Crew. I'm an advisor, so it was a couple of weeks. And so I wasn't gonna see him. So I said, all right, I love you, I'll see you in a couple of weeks. He goes, okay. He goes, why don't we do something nice when we return? Nice dinner, we'll dress up. I said, oh, that'd be lovely. And, I thought, yeah, we'll just have a nice dinner. So I was telling everyone on the trip, and I think my sister probably thought, yeah, we're just getting engaged. But, I had no idea. And so I came back a day early. And I was like, hey, you wanna get together that Sunday morning? And he goes, oh no, I have breakfast with a client. almost stopped by to say hi to the new client. Good thing I didn't, because apparently it was my parents at breakfast with him, and he was asking my father for my hand in marriage.
First, I had to work incognito because I wanted to make sure everything was lined up. I wanted to make sure she had the time to do it. I wanted to make sure that she had her nails done, because like obviously if your girl's gonna get a ring, she's gonna want to have pictures of it. So I gotta go full 9 yards here. So I had her mom concoct some sort of like fabricated, oh, I got this gift certificate for a pedicure and nail painting. So she took her to get her nails done that morning. They had their nice little day of it, so that would give me time to plan everything else during the day. Our waiter, who was a good friend of mine from high school, to take the photos, and he had his wife actually hide in the booth behind us, and she had a camera too. So it was weird because during the actual date, like Katrina kept looking at the girl behind us that was in on it, and I was like, oh, I feel so bad for that girl. She's all alone, and we're having this nice date.
He kept asking me all night for dessert. I said, okay, yeah, I love dessert. Sure, we'll get, chocolate torte. And he'd been sweating all night too, and I thought maybe he's just hot or spicy food. I had no idea. Whatever, just enjoying it. And then they brought out the chocolate torte, and it said, will you marry me in chocolate? And I think I looked at the waiter, and I looked at it, and he goes, for me? Like, just making sure it was for me. And he got down on one knee, and apparently the waiter was behind us, taking pictures, and the lonely girl in the corner was the waiter's girlfriend, and she was taking pictures at different angles.
Just lined up really perfect. It was a beautiful restaurant, and the atmosphere was perfect, and said yes in a heartbeat.
I'm hoping in 5 years that we have a house and maybe start thinking about kids. Growing old together. I can see us sitting on the porch swing, rocking to the sunset or the sunrise, probably because we'll be napping at night.
I'm just looking forward to like what we accomplish as a couple, because we both just got really good jobs in Ithaca, and we're just kind of starting our lives out there. And the place we're living now is really nice, but I can't wait to see what kind of home we move into, and when we start a family, what our kids are going to turn into. It's a really exciting prospect for me. It's just like, this is like the beginning of something so much bigger than anything I've ever done before.
I just want to say that I love you with all of my heart. You're the perfect man. You are the man that I've always dreamed of. You're funny, and we joke around, run around like dorks.
Katrina, I have never met someone as incredible as you are. You amaze me every single day that we're together. I find something new to love about you almost every single time we meet. I'm always excited to see you. Like, even when you're just coming home from work, I get those butterflies still to this day. I just love you more than I could possibly express. You are someone who has been with me through some of the hardest times in my life. And I know you'll always be there. I have no doubts about that, just as you should have no doubts that I will always be with you, no matter what comes down the road.
I can't wait to spend every day telling you that I love you, and knowing that I appreciate you and everything that you do, and that you are always there for me, and I want to be there for you always. I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you and have kids and show them the love that we have, and grandkids, and watch them grow up. And I want to spend the rest of my life sitting on that porch swing with you, watching the sunset, being happy, and reliving the best moments of our life. I love you.
You're the most incredible and beautiful woman I have ever met, and I am happy where I am. I couldn't be happier. You are the pinnacle to me. You are everything, and I love you.